everyone, and welcome to Unhinged Thoughts. I'm your host, Felicia Magsakani, along with,
And I'm Juliana Essential.
and welcome to this episode, Senior Twitter Web. To start off, let me ask you, what are your expectations for senior year of high school?
Like, for the whole of senior high school or just starting grade 12?
Starting grade 12.
Okay, well, for my expectations for grade 12 was because I kind of went into school with the thought, like, I need to find a career because, oh my God, I had no idea what I wanted to do. I was bouncing between entrepreneurship to like operational management to marketing management. I still had no idea what would like be my passion for the future, right? So when I was starting grade 12, I was like, I'm about to go into college. I haven't figured anything out. I'm almost 18. I gotta figure something out. You know, that type of panic? Like,
Yeah,
I think all of us are going through that phase right now.
that's literally so real. I remember like balancing between like, I don't know what career I want to get into. I don't know if I want to do a super serious career or just like something generalized. Like, I didn't know what to do. And like now coming to the end of it, I'm like, oh, I have so little time to decide now.
Plus,
Exactly.
we've been too preoccupied in studying that we didn't even have like time to think of what we want to do for college, or even like because we've been too focused on like getting good grades that we've totally neglected what we really want to do.
Yeah.
It like what's this? At the same time, we were also kind of forced to decide what path we were gonna take all the way back in like grade 10, because we had to pick between ABM, Humes, AP, that type of stuff. Even though it doesn't really matter that much through college, it still felt like we were boxed in through them. And back then, I thought that 18-year-olds had everything laid out for them. Like, they already knew what they were going to do. I don't know what I'm going to do.
Exactly. I thought it would just click for me. I thought it would just be like, oh, okay, so this is my passion. This is exactly what I do. Like, what I want to do. But, like, it hasn't clicked yet, and I still don't know what to do.
I wonder how they do it. Like, how do they instantly know what they want to do?
It just, I guess, I don't know, man. Like, I never really had that passion for anything when I was a kid. I was like, oh, I want to be a professional gamer when I grow up.
See, that's like the opposite of me, because like I wanted so many things. I wanted to be a doctor. I wanted to be a lawyer, and now I'm like, do I really even want those stuff? Like, I don't know. Now I'm like at this point where I have so little passion for everything.
I think we're also like not that decided because we're also scared that we might have chosen, the wrong path, and we might be able and we might have like regretted. So I think we're scared of like the risk when it comes to like choosing what we want to do, and also if we're ever gonna regret it. Like, that's what I'm scared of, regrets and like the consequences.
Yeah, because what if I choose a career path that isn't for me?
And I start hating it. And I don't see myself doing this career, and like it was just a waste of my time studying for this career.
Because we're going to be studying this for the next 4 years,
Just imagine
right?
4 years.
Yeah.
And you can't change it, like, unless you have the money.
You can change the career path, but like then you're gonna have to do extra schooling. You're gonna have to get those credits again, which means you just wasted your time and wasted money.
Plus, you just wasted your time. Yeah, you're gonna have to like start from zero.
That's what I was worried about a lot, because like time is like the one currency that you can't really get more of, and so that's why I was super worried with like coming into the school year. Oh my God, I'm gonna waste my time if I go into the wrong thing and I like hate it and I have to switch career paths or whatever. That's what I was really worried about.
Well, let's just hope that we get to enjoy what we chose for college.
Okay, so like moving on to the next question. What were your senior high school expectations? How has your senior high school experience been overall?
Stressful.
Yeah, I can agree. I can testify.
It's been super, super stressful just because grade 12 is like kind of the year where you have to do things, right? Like you're going into college, you have to learn all these things
Yeah.
before you go into college.
Plus, you have to make sure that you graduate.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And
No, but like the weird thing is, I felt like grade 12 was forever, and yet so quick. I don't really know how to
Yeah.
describe
I'm
that.
still not processing the fact that we're done with senior high.
We're about to graduate, and I
oh my
don't
god,
believe that.
oh my god, I'm gonna go into college. This is crazy.
Right? And like today is our last day of senior high, so like it's just a weird shift
Yeah.
of us actually
Like,
growing
I
up.
still can't process the fact that we're done with senior high. Like, a while ago we were doing the accounting exam, and then now we're done with school.
Yeah, exactly.
The
Wow.
accounting exam kind of killed
Dude,
me though.
time-
Like,
Time is scary, guys. Time can be really scary.
like it was just I felt like this portion of the year, like when 2024 started all the way to now, I feel like I blinked and it's like all the way to June. Wait, no, can't curse. Freaking June. Like it's almost June. The next day is June, right?
Yeah, tomorrow is June.
Mhm.
Oh my god.
That's so quick. I don't understand it.
So we've been officially 5 months into 2024 and like I can't believe that I wasted so much of my time.
Right? I mean, there was so much that I wanted to do in my senior high, but like, I never ended up doing it. Whether that be because of time, because of like fear, I guess. I don't know.
I feel like I've missed out, but also didn't miss out at the same time. I
Yeah,
don't
that's
know.
the thing.
Pretty
But-
mid-year.
But I feel like I could have done way better this year.
Exactly, yeah.
Yeah.
Okay. Moving on to our next question. How has the anticipation of graduation and future plans affected your current schoolwork and attitude?
Well, for the most part this year, I really set out to like discover myself, which is something I didn't really set aside time for back then. Which I recommend a lot of people, like yung mga, I mean, those people in grade 11 and grade 10 should set aside time for, because really these few years before you go into college should be dedicated to yourself, so you know what you want to be in college and going into your adulthood. Because oh my god, I had no idea who I wanted to be during college, and now I actually kind of have an idea of where I'm going with my life. Like this is the first time where I had that kind of road to where I want to be now. Like I can see the path. So I really recommend you do that, because looking at your schoolwork and just thinking, oh, I just got to finish this, finish that, that's a mindset that, like, I guess all the way from grade 6 to grade 10 could work for you, but like now you actually got to look at it and be like, oh, how can I use this for my future, blah blah blah. And that's kind of how I did it, and finally got to the point where it's like, I see where I want to go, I can go somewhere.
Yeah, I 100% agree. And did you have any highlights you experienced in your final year of senior high school?
Oh my god, definitely the on-trip week selling and Titans week selling.
God, that was
Oh my
one of an experience. I agree.
It was an experience because it felt like senior high school was really united. For the
Yeah.
Oh, don't even get me started.
yeah, because like so many things were going wrong that like everyone was just trying to support each other. You know,
Yeah.
It was like a roller coaster ride. Oh
And
my
it
God.
was so fast because we were balancing ACADS with like the whole entry week selling.
Yeah, plus we were close
Yeah.
to finals, and like every teachers were like rushing us
Yeah,
to do the
exactly.
work.
so like for context, my group was like Chico, and
Mhm.
the thing is, no one in that group had like the kind of cashier attitude or like
Yeah.
sales attitude except for me. So they were all in the kitchen because like some of them couldn't speak English well, some of them just didn't want to speak to people. So I was forced to be at the desk like 24/7, 9 to 5 every day of the week. It was so exhausting, especially inside of the heat stroke type. What's
Yeah,
this?
it was really hot during that time.
But you were pretty good at it because like when you're like in the booth, you're not only gonna have to be good at like being a good cashier, but you're also gonna have to like have that attitude of like having to make sure that customers keep coming back to your business.
Yeah, we're gonna have to make some money. Like that's the type of
I
attitude.
think you tried the hard approach, right? And you were like telling all the customers, "Oh, please come back for Chico and stuff."
Yeah, you could hear me from the
and
inside.
I think that's like a good attitude when you're like doing business.
Because like for me, this was ride or die. We spent too much money on this for me not to make money on this, you know? So that's why I was going as hard as I could. In fact, I don't know if you guys saw in Titans Week, they were having this was this board games event, right? Inside of the library.
There were?
Yeah. There were
there
like
was.
crowds of people in the library. We couldn't go, like, a lot of us couldn't go in there because we were manning our booths. I went in there from time to time. I go up to people. I'd be like, hey guys, whenever you're done with your game, you should go check our booth. And then I give them instructions on how to get to our booth because we were really trying to get more people to buy from us.
No, because like in Titans Week, I was so unmotivated to do the whole selling thing. I just wanted to watch the games. I wanted to relax, but like
Plus,
it was so fast.
Plus, there was like a lot of competition.
Yeah, exactly. There was so much competitions from like outside groups and whatever for food.
Yeah, exactly. How am I supposed to make money when like Pancake House is there, man?
Exactly.
And like also the worst part about it had to be the heat. Like
Oh,
you guys
my God.
experienced it more.
Yeah, we were sweating while
I
selling.
remember that the heat wave was such like a big news back like during that time. Like it was always reported. Like,
Yeah, we didn't even know if like classes were gonna go online or something because of the heat.
I talked to like a lot of my friends. Most of them had their classes online. In fact, I'm pretty sure even ISM went online, and ISM
They
never
did?
suspends. Yeah,
And that's a private school, right?
exactly. So
Oh my
that's
God.
I think only Enderon pushed through because they had Titans Week, and they're like, oh, we have too many like reservations. We had this whole planned out. We have to go through with
Yeah,
it.
and they
You can even see-
probably paid for the sponsors and everything.
yeah, it's not like they could just suddenly change the time just because of that.
Yeah.
Okay, so this leads us to our next question. Are you nervous or excited about college?
I'm excited. There's a lot of things going good for me in college here, so I'm very excited because my girlfriend is going to be moving in soon.
Oh, wow.
That year, I'm going to brag about that. I love her so
Okay.
much, but I feel like we shouldn't get too much into that. It's just that like she's kind of the catalyst because it feels like as soon as I met her, everything made sense, and then like now I have that path, and now going into college with like that motivation where it's like, oh, I know what I'm gonna do in the future. I know what I want to do. It feels like I actually have motivation to do this year instead of like. There's a difference between stress and motivation. So I was stressed out to the point where I was motivated, but I'm so motivated that I feel like I can do well now. Like, you know what I mean? Because this grade 12 year, I was stressed out, so I had to do things. But this year, I want to do things, which I'm excited about, which, you know.
Yes,
Okay,
we
now
love the attitude. Okay, what about you, Isha? Are you nervous? Oh,
Honestly, like I am both nervous and excited. Like there's so much that can happen in college. Like it's really a restart for you. Like you can make the most friends ever and you can enjoy your time there, but also you never know what could happen. You could end up like literally hating it, you know?
Yeah, I guess it's
What about you, Julia?
I'm also like in between. I'm both nervous and excited because like nervous because like I've only done grade 12 here. Compared to you guys, you've done grade 11 and grade 12 and you probably have already made a lot of friends. But for me, I've only stayed here for like a year, and that means that I'm gonna have to change environments again.
Yeah.
And like it took me like it took me time to like adjust here in Enderon, and like having to adjust again, especially now that I'm gonna move for college, it's very overwhelming. It's an overwhelming experience. but I'm also trying to stay positive that eventually I'm gonna have to be social again, and I'm gonna meet some great people.
No, I agree. Yeah.
Yeah, and also I'm excited for what my course has to offer me. I'm excited to learn.
Okay.
I'm
I
excited
guess
And
to learn.
eventually. Oh. No, because I really didn't think about that. Like the idea that it would be overwhelming, but that's true. Like you did just come here like for a year, and suddenly you're gonna have to move again and make more friends and stuff like that.
Yeah.
I didn't really think about that. It's just that like I was always so excited since it's like what Leisha said. It's like a soft reset where you can like really rebuild yourself, really make new friends, really just go with the flow because college is kind of like advertised like that. And well, I want my money back on senior high school because it was also advertised like that. But I'm sure college will be different.
no, that's literally it. Like I was the biggest extrovert before Enderan. And when I moved here, I became like the biggest introvert ever. Like Gwym can attest to this because she saw me in grade 11. I became the biggest introvert because it was like a whole shift. It was like a whole different environment, something that was completely not used to. So
I
it's
mean,
like moving into college. It's like I don't really know what to expect.
It's gonna be like a wider environment compared to senior
Yeah.
high, because we're talking about college here. Like everyone is in college.
Yeah. Okay, now speaking of that, speaking of college, what courses are you planning to major in and where do you plan to go to?
I'm going to be staying in Enderan just for convenience sake. Like I wanted to stay here in Enderan since I went here because the way you get into college is easier is if you apply for their senior high school program and then just stay for then.
Yeah.
But like I was bouncing around between courses for the longest time. I wanted to do entrepreneurship all the way through grade 11, and then suddenly I realized, oh my god, if I do entrepreneurship, I'm gonna be even more stressed out than I am right now.
Yeah.
So,
The NTREP experience was like a big reset for us.
yeah, exactly.
It was like the biggest reality check.
Yes,
But like
we
after
needed
that, everyone became friends after that because it was like everyone was so like everyone was struggling all the way through that everyone just wanted to pull everyone up.
Yeah.
For me, what's this? I decided to go into marketing management. I feel like what's this? My skills in writing and like script writing, which I've done for a few like YouTubers and companies. I feel like I could do well in marketing management as my future job and stuff. And at the same time, it's kind of adjacent to like what I actually want to do or like what's this? Because what I heard is that you don't want to go into creative writing because, as my sister said, can you name a writer that went into creative writing right now and is really successful? You don't want to put all of your bags into one like success story. So what I'm doing is that I'm doing marketing management so I can make money, and then I'm gonna do writing stuff all the way through the summer, like online writing classes and courses, so I can get a degree there, and then like I can just have both of those things, like have my bed and play in it too, and sleep in it too. So I can do marketing management, make money, and then writing. Even if I don't make money, I'm going to be having fun with that, and I'm happy with that.
Well, you have it all planned out.
Juliana, how about you? What do you plan to do? What's your major? Where do you plan to go?
Well, I'm planning to major in interior design. Yes, design. Why am I in ABM?
Okay.
Why?
Yeah.
Because I've actually never thought of doing interior design. It was actually been recommended to me by my parents because like ever since grade 9 and 10, I was pressured into deciding of what I actually want to do for college, and so when I was doing my research, I couldn't come up with any majors that I liked. So my parents were like, "Oh, why don't you try interior design?" And I was like, "Okay, sure." Because back then I've had like a background in drawing, so I was like, I might as well draw again. And I was like, yeah, okay, I'll try this out. Like, I'll just go with the flow. And I plan to go to like probably Benil or PSI
Wow.
or PSID.
Some of the other school that you're planning That one.
Like yeah, PSID is like my first option because it's like an institute that only caters to uh interior designers, so it's kind of exclusive. Whereas Benilde, it's like it's a whole community.
There's a lot of
Yeah.
courses. Yeah.
So, and it's an artsy school. So I was like, okay, I might as well have this for my backup if I don't get into my first option. So that's my plan.
Wow, go girl.
Yeah, I hope I get into one of them though. They're still processing my application, so they're like, yeah.
Honestly, you got this, man. You have good grades, and
Honestly, I think you will. Yeah.
yeah,
Yeah, try not to get my hopes up.
we're getting your hopes up. Leisha, you, what are
Wait,
your
let's
plans?
go.
Also,
I plan to go to LaSalle. Yay!
yay!
Yeah.
I mean, like I never really considered staying in Philippines. Like I've always wanted to go abroad for college. But like I realized like what a privilege it is to just stay in the Philippines. Like for example, when it comes to like helpers and drivers, you don't really see that or get that in other countries. And with Philippines, you're so beyond privileged with that. So I don't know. I decided to stay here. I kept my eye on LaSalle. I got into LaSalle. And
Oh
I'm
my God, wait,
currently
you
gonna
got it.
major in yeah, I did get in. Yay!
Dude, let's go.
I'm gonna major in education and then I'm gonna transfer courses to business.
Ooh,
Wow.
okay.
Like even though they like reshifted your course, you're still willing to stay.
Yeah, I am. Because quite frankly, like I've talked to like another classmate about this and he
says
said
not to
that
worry. Not-
basically
Don't worry.
basically like the first year it's gonna be all general subjects. So whether or not you transfer, it really won't matter as long as you transfer before the second year.
Yeah, and probably like even though you didn't opt for like in mathematics, it will probably like widen your knowledge. Cause come on, it's mathematics we're talking about.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, at least I'll advance in that.
True. Okay,
I
now
mean-
moving. Yeah.
Actually, I've heard like of people staying in the same school. I mean, we have examples here in Enderam. For entrepreneurship, a lot of people switch on their last year of entrepreneurship because for that whole of the fourth year, it's like our on-chip project, but on crack, where they actually make a business outside of Enderam and stuff like that. But by the end of the third year, you've already learned enough where you know like how to make like you've already learned enough where you know how to make your own business and you aren't pressured to make that business on the fourth year. So what they do is just like by the end of the third year, they transfer courses and then continue because they've already learned enough in OnChep and don't want to do the last year, which is fair on them. It sounds stressful. It sounds really stressful.
But that's what I actually
Yeah, it does.
But that's actually what I noticed is like really good about Enderan is that they don't want us students to just focus on like books or like whatever we learn online. They actually want us to implement our ideas.
Yeah, they want like
They want actions.
practical
They
knowledge.
want actions more than like words or like you know.
Yeah, basically like they want something rather than textbooks. They want us to like work for it. Like I don't really know how to say it, but it's not just like within the books, but it's like practical knowledge.
Basically, they want us to have the
I
experience.
think Enderan also like the best example of what you're saying is like Enderan has basically the best internship program of like
Yeah, it's
schools
true.
here in
They
True.
do, yeah.
yeah, they can send you overseas. My sister is going abroad actually soon enough.
Oh, she is.
To
Where is she
where?
going?
Thank God she's not going to be near me anymore. She's going to Australia, I think,
Oh wow.
which is cool because I plan on moving there too, so she can tell me all about it when she comes back. But like Australia, oh my God, that's so bougie. That's so cool. Like, dang.
So like which part in Australia? Is it like Sydney, Perth? Like
Mm.
where?
I think Melbourne.
Oh,
Melbourne.
wow.
Wow. Good luck to your
Yeah,
sister.
right.
Wait,
Yeah,
how
good
many
luck to
months
her.
will it be like her internship?
I think 1 or 2 around
Wow.
that amount of time, which is
good.
a lot. Like you get to do so much in that time. Like you get to learn so much in that time.
Yeah, and that's literally like a great opportunity.
Yeah,
Mhm.
like she gets to be on her own in like in a whole different environment. And yeah, and she'll learn from it.
It might be a little overwhelming, though.
Yeah, it
I
can
know
be.
that yeah, like I know she wants to get out of the house a lot, and like people who sign up for the abroad thing will have to kind of live with that thought, where it's like they're going to another country, they won't have any help, but at the same time, it's a little bit exhilarating. Like this is a once in a lifetime opportunity. Like you really have to. You get to work with what you have here, and it's like you get to prove yourself talaga. Like this is the field that you want to work in, you know?
Wait, when for the internships, do the students get to choose where they want to do their internships, or do the people who are handling your internships have to choose it for you?
I think it's a collaborative effort. Like you tell them ideally where you want to go, and then they'll try their best to make it happen for you. You know?
Oh wow.
Hmm.
That's why I was kind of hesitant to like whether if I want to stay here for college because of the internships.
Yeah, exactly. Like it really gives you that. It gives you the connections. It gives you that actual job knowledge. Like you get to learn how it's like to be in a job like that. And yeah,
Yeah.
I think that's what really helped me here in grade 12 too. Where like I went into the internship, and it really showed me what my career path is going to be like, and it's like, are you going to be satisfied with this? Is this the type of like job you want to live? Is this the lifestyle you want to live with? And the answer was yes. It was actually a very pleasant experience.
And like
The-
and we had work immersion, so I think that was also like a good thing.
yeah, exactly.
Yeah, it was. It was a great opportunity.
Yeah.
Now, I just wanted to ask, were there any subjects, projects, or hobbies that you find harder to engage in now that you're in grade 12 compared to your earlier years?
What do you mean by that? Like it's harder for me to do them now.
Yeah.
Um, Probably like honestly all of my hobbies. like my friend back in like CISM, it was the school I went to before Enderon, before senior high school. He was already taking a senior high school class inside of that, so he was older than me. I saw he only played one game, and for the gamers here, you know how sad this is. He told me that he only played Osu. And I was like, what? I play this, I play that, I blah, blah, blah. And then he was like, listen, man, when you're going into senior high school, you're not going to have time for all that.
And I think it's not just like time, it's like motivation. You have so
Exactly.
many other things to do, and like you don't have time to do your own hobbies or your own interests.
I think it's just the saddest thing when like stuff like that happens, because think about what gaming kind of is to people. It's like this way to escape from real life, their pressure, their stress, and then the fact that he doesn't have like people like me and him don't have enough time anymore, don't like are too stressed. Like if I pick up a controller, I'm thinking about all the other things I could be doing. I could be finishing this commission I have, I could be finishing this story I'm supposed to do, I could be exercising, I could also be doing this mountain of homework I've been leaving behind. It's like that. We don't have the time to escape anymore, which is like such a sad thing. It's
Exactly, and it's like while you're doing your interest or hobby, like for example, for you, when it comes to like video games, it's like you're still thinking like I could be doing this, I could be doing that, and yet when you're actually working, you're doing your homework, you're like, I don't want to be doing this. Like I want to be playing my video games. I want to be doing this or that. Like it's really like a very unfair situation that like I don't know. It stresses you out and keeps you like so unmotivated.
that's why I'm saying like that's my biggest message during this entire podcasting, whatever. It's basically to learn what you like to do, to learn what life you want to live, because now is go time. I don't want to put fire under your butts. I can't swear. I don't want to put like the burner on you, but it is go time. 10 to 11 to 12. This is the years where you have to make it count. You have to make your decision. And if not, always going to have that underlying stress underneath your motivation. There's going to be that stress where you cannot do your job and be like, oh, I want to do, like, I want to play this game, I want to write, I want to do whatever your hobbies are. And then when you pick up the hobby, you're thinking, oh, I got to do that. When you're actually enjoying what you're doing, you're not going to be thinking of that. I promise you. So you have to find a way to work in a field where you can enjoy it and you can also make money. Okay?
Yeah, and that's I think what our principal did to us in the first day of first senior year. Like, she made us do that Venn diagram of like our hobbies, our interests, what makes money, and like we had to find the in between thing, and we should like focus on that major. I don't really know, like, but that activity that she made us do, it really, really impacted me. Where I'm like, I have to find something that will not only make me money, but something I'm actually interested in, and something that I can do for like the next, I don't even know, tens of 20 years in my future.
Yeah,
Exactly.
I'd rather like stay in a job where I enjoy it rather than, the money that it gives me. Because at the end of the day, like, if it's for the money, it's gonna get repetitive.
Mm.
And you won't enjoy your job anymore.
Honestly, what's this? If I had to choose, I'd probably go with the money route. And I'm saying this even though it sounds super superficial. If I had enough money, all my problems would go away.
I mean, like, I still have
Agreed.
that notion, though.
Mm.
Yeah.
Like, but like, honestly, you're right. If I had to keep working this job that, let's say, do you not enjoy the money job, or like, is it just repetitive to you? Is that like what we're going with?
No, I don't want to stay in a job that's like way too repetitive.
Okay, then for me, I'd be fine with the repetitiveness as long as I can go out on the weekends and like, what's this, buy an Airbnb inside of Amsterdam and smoke weed or something. I don't know if I'm allowed to say that, but like, if it's like something I actively hate, like let's say just a dead end office job where I'm sitting like at my table doing stuff the entire day, then like, honestly, I'd rather have like little to no money and do a job that I actually love, because that would just make me hate my life.
Yeah, like there's always been like ongoing debate whether money can buy you happiness.
Hmm.
And I feel
And
like
do you?
let's not get into that.
Money can buy my happiness, I'll be honest. If someone came and went like, I'll give you $1 billion, but you'll die in 7 years, I'm like, okay, that's fine. I don't care.
I think
Well, 7 years.
I think
Yeah?
it just depends on our background. Like, whether we came from a very financial struggling background, I think we would say that money would be able to buy us happiness.
Yeah, that's where I came from. I used to live like on a farm. I went to like public schools and stuff, and then my parents struck it big. But like, I'm very grateful for that. The fact that I'm actually able to go to schools like Enderan, uh, without having to work my butt off for like academic
Yeah.
scholars. But like, yeah, I'm very happy that I can do that. It's just that if money came my way and all I had to do was trade like 20 years of my life, then I'd be happy. I'm probably gonna die like in 30s anyway.
Well, okay. So, senioritis refers to a student's lack of motivation as they approach the end of their school year. How do you cope with the feeling of being overwhelmed or undermotivated?
Overwhelmed or undermotivated.
Yeah, basically overwhelmed or unmotivated.
As depressing as it is, I've lived with that feeling my entire life, so I know how to work through it. Like, it's a bit sad to say that, but like, my entire life I've been depressed and unmotivated. All you have to do is find those moments where you can look forward to it. Like, oh, there's a new game release coming down. I just have to keep working, and then I can get all the way there. I can survive up until that point. Just keep finding those little things that make like gives you slight motivation, and then building your day around it. Like, okay, I'm just gonna keep working through this, blah blah, and then a week later I can watch like the FNAF movies with my friends or something like that.
Hmm.
It's
Yeah,
like small victories. They might be small, but they build your life up. You can't always have that win big moment. You can't always be happy. As long as you have small victories, then that's enough for me.
yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, like always treasure the most littlest memories.
Exactly.
Because most of the time, we pressure ourselves to do bigger than you know what I mean.
Yeah. It's
Yeah.
like
Yeah, we push ourselves to the limit that we neglect to enjoy the most littlest things.
Yeah, and that just ends up like hurting your mental health
Yeah,
and
like you drain yourselves out, like, and it leads to burnout. I think
what
that's also one thing I've realized. What I realized this year is that to just enjoy the most littlest things, and not to, yeah,
you're right. That's actually something I learned this school year too. And it's just like you've always been taught, like, when you go into school, you're taught about like these holier than thou people. Oh my god, Lapu Lapu saved, like, what's this, fought for our nation. Oh my god, Alexander Hamilton is like like he has a whole musical dedicated to him. Like these people that have their names written down in the history books. But odds are, I don't want to be pessimistic, you won't be written about in history books. You won't be worshipped like that. So what's the point in putting that much pressure on yourself? All you have to
I
do
totally
is
agree.
live
I
a
totally
life.
agree.
Yeah, like all you have to do is live a life that you yourself is happy with. Walk that path that you are happy with.
Yes.
So
You
like
do you.
exactly. Just as corny as it is, you have to learn to do yourself rather than thinking about the future all the time.
And yeah, and what
Except
others like think of you. Like you don't have to like live up to their expectations. Like whatever makes you happy, do it.
what like the corniest example I can think of is whenever, like, after a big week like this, after finals or midterms or like a big project, or like, oh, it's make or break for me, I always like take a ride out around 6 p.m. to BGC, and I go to this ramen shop that I love, and I just eat there and drink a little bit. It's what's this, like, the highlight of my week, and that's the thing that kind of keeps me going. Instead of like a really big party, for me, it's just like, oh, I get to eat food that I love. I get to have that moment where it's like the stress is over. What is over? That type of thing.
yeah. No, because like literally, like as we end this like school year, it's such a weird moment because it's like I want to like practice self care by like treating myself and by doing the things that like give me interest. But like at the same time, it's like I just want to rest after this whole senior year. I
Yeah.
just need that rest.
Like the burnout. Oh my god.
We have like 3 months of being able to just sleep in and stuff like that.
And then we're back to square one.
Yeah, we're back to square one.
4
with
years,
people that
guys.
we-
4 years.
Yeah, 4 years to go. We just ended the 4 years, and now we're gonna begin a new
And then when
one.
we start jobs, it's gonna be never ending.
Exactly. There's no summer breaks.
Yeah.
You know what? Actually, what I'm really excited of is after your first year in like under like most schools, you get to choose your schedule. So
Yeah,
now I can
you
be
can have like one class a day.
what I'm gonna do is like I'm gonna stack my classes, and then one whole day I'm free. So it's like Monday, Tuesday, I'm a little bit busy. Thursday, Friday, I'm a little bit busy, but on
Like Wednesday, you have the whole day.
yeah. Exactly. Imagine that. This is what I'm advocating for this, okay? What I want is like a 3 school day, I mean, 3 school days off, but it doesn't have to be all the way through like Friday, Sunday, Saturday. What if it's like Monday, Tuesday, you get a break a Wednesday, and then, Thursday, Friday, you get 2 days break. That's amazing. Doesn't that sound great?
That does sound great. But the thing is, are you planning to take maximum units or like minimum?
Maximum units.
Oh wow! So you're gonna really complete it as quick as possible.
Wait,
Yeah, that's the plan.
but I've also heard like when it comes to these, top schools in the Philippines, you're gonna have to fight for classes.
Yeah, that's like the whole enlistment process. So like,
Yeah.
I'm not really sure how that's gonna go because I've watched like TikToks and I read Instagram posts about it, and they're like, I stayed on the wait list for 2 weeks. I'm like, what do you mean?
Well,
What
you
do
could
you
have used
mean?
those 2 weeks to have like study already.
No, like it's during summer though. Like it's I think 2 weeks before classes start.
I think what's this for Enderon? What I heard from my sister is that like the first college year is a little bit standardized. A lot of people have the same classes, blah blah, for your course, and then what you really have to do is work your butt off that year, because if you get on the headmaster's list, the dean's list, or whatever,
They're gonna
you get first
prioritize
pickings.
you.
Yeah, you get first pickings.
Oh,
Basically.
they are?
Yeah. So
Wow.
it might be like that for different other schools too. So you better work your butt off. This I can't swear.
I mean, it only
Can
makes
you-
sense because they worked hard, so they definitely need to be prioritized.
Yeah, exactly. So I mean, oh, it's gonna be a lot of work this first college sem though. I mean, first college year.
Imagine having to fight
God.
for classes.
No, but like I know the first year there's only like a required number of units you can take, and I know it's like the general subjects. So like it's not really like fighting over classes because you have to take these subjects. It's more like the second year, third year, and fourth year that you're gonna really be stressed out about the classes you can take.
Yeah. Oh, and one more thing, like as a warning for our viewers and you guys, there's a lot more freeloaders in college. No name dropping here, but we had a girl that was like a curse a little bit inside of our class. There's gonna be like 5 or 6 of them now. There's one of them per your class.
Like,
So
you think people in college are gonna be mature? No, they're still gonna be freeloaders.
yeah, exactly. Actually, I heard that it's gonna be from my sister. She said that it's gonna be easier throughout college, which kind of makes sense because like grade 11, grade 10, grade 12 is like when people are kind of pressuring you, like, oh, you got to get into your college, you got to do this and that. But like when you actually get into your college, you have the course that you decide on the course you want. Then it's a little bit more chill than grade 12 or 11. That's what my sister says anyway. So I'm hoping that after this crunch time, we get into college and we don't have to be as stressed out as we were when we were trying to pick our colleges or our like courses.
Honestly, I hope so. I really do.
Okay, so moving on to our next question. Who or what has been your biggest support system in staying motivated during this final stretch of high school?
Okay. Well, this has always been a little bit of a hard question because I love my family to death, but sometimes they aren't the best support system. I've been very blessed by getting the person that I have, by like meeting the person that I did at the right time. My girlfriend, she's been my basically perfect support system. When I said small victories, she makes every day feel like a small victory to me.
Aww.
So like,
So sweet.
I wish that I could get that. Can you guys send me this recording actually,
Sana
so that
all.
like she,
Sure.
so she can see how sweet I am about her. But like, that's just who she is to me. I'm very very happy about having a partner like that. The fact that she's gonna move in soon. We've like, I said that I have a path to like the type of work life I want to live, but at the same time, I also have a path to the type of personal life that I want, and that's completely because of her. Like, this is so embarrassing to talk about because what if we break up? But like, I kind of want to marry her, type thing, like type beat, which is
That's
a little bit.
so sweet.
I never thought that I'd be this type of person because you kind of know me, Leisha. I've always been that type of person where it's like, the worst is what comes to mind immediately, right?
Yeah.
But like, when it comes to her, like, I'd always look down on people like, oh, if you get married too early, then like you lose out on stuff, and like, what if you guys get divorced anyway? But like, I want to marry her.
That's so sweet.
Really
Like-
sweet. Okay.
Okay. Now, if you could go back to the start of your senior year, what would you do differently? Do you have any self tips or advice for the people that are in the year below you? And what would it be?
I think I've been giving those tips like throughout this.
You
Kind of
have,
just like,
Yeah.
yeah, just
just reiterate.
just rehashing it again, like for I know you guys must hate hearing me yap now, but like again, really this year it's like not really your make or break, but it's like when you really need to think about yourself. And I know you haven't had the time to do that back then, where like you guys were just playing around, but now we're in the big boy leagues. We're going into college. We're going to be adults soon. So it's time to think about the type of adult that you want to be, truly. And yeah, that's basically it.
So
Okay.
sweet. Okay, so for our last question, as you prepare to graduate and move on to the next chapter of your life, what do you hope to carry forward from your senior year experience?
What's this? I certainly hope that I have more motivation because I've hyped myself up to get the motivation for college. It's like my soft restart era. And at the same time, I spent all of senior high trying to develop some talents that I neglected. So I'm really hoping that I'd be able to actually pursue a career in writing, as silly as it sounds, because I know there's so many writers on earth right now. What's this? But I really hope that I'll be able to foster something like that because my family are, I don't know how to say this, but like, you ever see people that are just so good at what they do, it terrifies you?
Yeah, I have seen those.
That's like for me. When you watch like an anime where it's like, oh my god, that guy is a monster. My family are those monsters. They're insane at writing. My mom is single-handedly pulled us out of like what's this poor life just by writing really well. My sister like she's legitimately government called a language prodigy. So going into something like this, it took a lot of work for me to be as confident as I am with my writing career as I am now. But
Yeah, it's like that's a huge step for you to like pursue writing.
yeah, because it's just like ever since I was younger, like I watched those people and I was like, oh, I'd never be as good as them. And like I finally got that motivation to kind of think for myself where it's like, I don't care if I'm not going to be as good as a literal language prodigy or my mother. It's just something that I want to do and I want to enjoy. So that's what I want to carry. Like, what's this? Carry on the motivation, the passion that I kind of neglected for so long, just because I was comparing it to like greater people.
Inspiring.
Yeah. I mean, it is. Okay, so we asked our Instagram about senioritis, regrets, until for the ending days of senior high school. And we would just like to ask you if you agree with these, if you have any advice for these people. So
Oh,
the first
okay.
one is sentimental days. Do you
Uh,
agree with it? Do you not agree with
What's
it?
your take on it?
Wait, what do you mean sentimental? What?
It's
I
just
didn't hear
it's
that.
just a statement, sentimental days.
Like as your grade 12 is coming to an end, you look back at the days before. I don't know, do you like rehash those memories or whatnot?
Uh, what's this? I think I'm just the worst person to ask this to because I'm a very odd person, right? What's this? When I grew up, I kind of learned to just not really look back on the past as much as other people do. So there's not like any nostalgia there. There's just that sense where like that's who I was then, that's what happened then, and I just got to keep moving on, which is a little bit odd, I know, but that's just like how I see it. So I do have those times where I get sentimental, especially for like people that I met that long since have passed and stuff like that. But like, that's not. I don't think I get sentimental for moments in what's this other than those, you know. So I just have learned to move on so much that I haven't really had the chance to get sentimental.
Okay. So our next one is, oh wow. And I quote, regretting putting myself into the wrong type of friend group.
Oh, that's a bit sad. I completely understand that because I did get mixed up with like these weird people in grade 11. But Honestly, it's just a little bit of a learning experience when you do get mixed up with like toxic people like that. Because of course they'll mess you up and like you did nothing to deserve that. But once you get out of that situation, you learn that you learn your own self-worth basically. And that's the biggest thing you could possibly learn out of something like that. In my experience, missing people like uh is usually you usually meet some new cool people after that, and then you realize how not cool those other people were. You know what I mean? Because actual cool people would have supported you, would have made you feel better, and then if you had to leave them, then obviously they weren't for you, and they're terrible people. So yeah,
Exactly.
actually,
And like senior
like
high school, it's not the end of meeting people. There's gonna be so much more to life. There's gonna be college. There's gonna be when you're working, even like after your work. Like at the end of the day, there's gonna be so many people around you, so many people that you can get into a friend group with. So it's like it's not the end, you know. And
yeah,
it's like if you regret putting yourself in the wrong friend group, try your absolute best to get out of that because you don't deserve people that don't make you feel right. And like, you know, like try to find your own people.
Yeah,
I
like
think
I wouldn't judge a person for leaving a friend group because there's probably gonna be a reason behind it.
yeah.
Yeah.
So I wouldn't judge
Listen,
that person.
I like I just want to put this out there that like a while ago, I think start of 2024, I mean end of 2023, I was in like a pretty abusive relationship. So after I managed to like get out of that, it took me some time, of course, but then I met the love of my life. And it's just kind of that type, same thing, where it sucks. It really does suck. But after you're done with them, you kind of learn so much more about yourself, what type of people that you want to surround yourself with, what the type of person that you want to be with, that there's like, you'll really meet better people. They aren't the end all be all. There's so much better people around you.
I agree. I totally agree.
I agree. Now, moving on to our next NGL, and I know you already answered this more than twice, but please send tips for upcoming senior high school students.
um,
Do they
yeah,
have to
okay.
watch out for any teacher in particular?
Like, okay, in Enderan? Like,
Yeah.
really?
Yeah, you know that one particular teacher.
Okay, starting with the big one that you have to watch out for, okay? Miss Priya. we don't really think of her much because we're inside of grade 12 now. Grade 11, we love her, but at the same time, she's going to make you do some embarrassing things. And she's going to invite the grade 12s to watch you, which we got to experience firsthand, and then we got to experience being the grade 12s that watch them. So, honestly, best teacher in grade 12, hardest teacher to get through in grade 11. um, grade 12 teacher that you really need to watch out for is Sir Ronan. We
Oops.
love him to.
Ooh.
I love him. Yeah?
Yeah, I totally
What's
agree, Sir Ronan.
I love him, right? He's such a good teacher. He's actually really fun. But he's very strict with what he wants from his students. Very strict. He expects you to be the best that you can be. And so when you go into his class, you gotta kind of like legitimately you have to lock in for him, okay? Just lock in because it's gonna be very hard.
What I've realized is that you can never relax in his class. It's never chill.
Yes.
It's never chill, I'm telling you.
Yeah.
Leisha can agree.
Honestly,
Like out of nowhere.
I know he's a good teacher. I know he's like a really good teacher, but like the thing is, it takes a couple of months in his class to like adjust to him. You know, like he has to adjust to you. You have to adjust to him. You need to know his roots. You need to know what he expects from you, and like it does get better. It's just very, very stressful because there's always something happening in this class.
And what's like really like scary about Sir Ronan, I wouldn't say scary, is that he's unpredictable. So you're gonna have to like watch out for surprises because out of nowhere he would like come into class and be like, "Guys, we have an elevator pitch today. Get ready," and he'll just give you like 3 minutes to prepare.
Yeah, it was just like open that quiz.org and we're like, oh my gosh, is this graded?
Yeah. But
Also,
he's at the end of the day, he's a really good teacher.
yes. There's gonna be one other thing I have to tell you to watch out for, and this isn't really watch out for it, but more so like tips to survive. There's gonna be, because I don't want to call out these teachers in particular because that will I'm still gonna be studying in Enron. Unlike these two, I'm gonna be studying in Enron. They're gonna remember me if they listen to this. But there's gonna be really, really boring classes. My advice for that is the material. All you need to know is that the material will be uploaded on Elms or whatever thing you're going to be using. So use that, pop in your
I
headphones.
100% agree.
Just pop in your headphones, work on the actual important classes like research, accounting, or anything like that. And you'll thank yourself once you just go home and then the slides are just way easier to understand than actually listening to them.
Yeah,
Okay?
plus, you're managing your time well.
And I
Yeah.
think we all have that one teacher on mind.
I have like three
Let's not
actually.
dwell on that, guys. Okay, next up. Scared for graduation, not sure I'll pass or reach my goal of honors.
Oh God, I don't
I
have
think everyone
advice
is
for that.
feeling that way. Everyone's like scared
Yeah.
for grad, or like if they are even gonna graduate.
Just the biggest thing is like when you're nervous about stuff like this, just know that you did your best. Like, I know that it might not feel that way, but you always did your best in the moment, right? So there's no other outcome that could have happened. There's no point regretting because now it's just up to your results and like God, if you believe in him. I don't, but like just pray to him. Anyway, I pray to him even if I don't believe him because I really need that help to pass research.
Okay. And lastly, excited
Honestly,
for college.
like, my advice to that person, my advice, oh my gosh, okay, wait now. Like, my advice for that person, like, if you're afraid for graduation or you're scared that you won't reach your goal of honors, honestly, I would like be all cringe and whatever to say like que sera sera. So like whatever will be will be. Like honestly, if you pass, that's amazing. If you don't reach your goal of honors, that's not
It's not the end
the
of the
end
world.
of the world, and that's something that we're gonna have to get. You're gonna have to like go through to like learn that it's not the end. Like it's okay if you don't get honors. It's okay if you don't get the highest honors or your valedictorian or whatever. Like it's fine. It's okay. And if you're scared that you won't even graduate, honestly, my biggest advice would just fall onto your support system because they will help you. They will help you get through that.
Yes. Everyone needs a support system. Okay, lastly, for this interview is they're excited for college.
That's all?
Yeah, excited for college. Exclamation
Honest-
mark.
Yeah, honestly, good for you.
Good for you.
Good for you.
In all
Is that-
honesty, yes. Good for you.
There's definitely like a lot of stress that comes with like a new environment, right? But honestly, that's like all of the fun with it. Like you get excited that you're in a new environment. So I'm very glad that you're excited because I think everyone is like a little bit excited for that soft reset, like where you can be that person you want to be and like surround yourself with the people you want to meet, stuff like that. It's like you're finally entering like that stage in your life that you've always looked forward to. So yeah, great that you're excited. Let's do our best out there.
Yes, guys, we can do it. Okay, that's a wrap for our podcast. Thank you so much for
Okay.
being here. Yes.
To me?
Yes.
Thank
Oh,
you so
no
much.
problem.
That's it.
Thank you for your time to be here.
Okay, bye. Thank
Bye.
you.
Thank you
Okay.
so much.
See you.